Hi folks, hello, welcome back to the channel. So, it's the first week of a brand new month and you all know what that means. Okay, well certainly the regular viewers to the channel do anyway, and it is our retro feature. So this time folks, we are going back 20 years to 2001 and the release of the original Xbox. Okay, so at the time, PlayStation 2 had just arrived on these shores right here in the United Kingdom. Microsoft, famous for Windows obviously and their range of PCs and stuff like that, decided to get into the game, and they made what was probably essentially, or was certainly talked about at the time, as a high-end PC in a box, hence Xbox. Okay, so this machine was innovative in so many ways, to be totally fair. The one that immediately comes to mind now is all the younger kids where they'll be playing like things like Fortnite or FIFA, Call of Duty, stuff like that. Hey, and guys of our age as well, you know, to be fair. And they play across Xbox Live. You know, well, Xbox Live originally started out on this machine. At the time, the PlayStation 2, I mean, I had one. I come from PlayStation 2, hating Xbox, and I sort of switched over the way like a lot of gamers at the time did, or if you're lucky enough you could actually have both, you know. I had my PS2, really enjoying it. My mate at the time, he had Xbox and he was a proper like Xbox boy, Xbox fanboy, and he'd say to me, oh, you know, we got Halo, we got this, we got that, we got the other, Metropolis, Street Racer, MSR, things like that, and we got this thing called Xbox Live, and I was like, well yeah, so what? You know, I'm enjoying running around Vice City on like, you know, my PS2, who cares? Went down this evening and a couple of beers, went on the Xbox Live, and this, I'll carry the story on as I show you the stuff as we're going to go through today, and it totally changed my mind. And to be honest, I've never looked back. I've dabbled in Sony machines. I've got like a PS1, a PS2 and a PS3 here in the studio. Never went to PS4, not going to PS5. If I pin my colours to a mast, it is Xbox, I'm afraid folks. Okay, so like me or hate me, whichever way round. Okay, alright, so listen, waffle long enough with the introduction there, kept it all going for a couple of minutes. Melody always says as soon as the camera goes, my mouth goes, and you know, okay, so alright then folks, so ignore all the dust. I'm on a little bit of a schedule this morning. I'm in work in about an hour, so I've ran home from Melody's to make this video. Okay, so straight away you see the size of this thing. I mean, anyone who's ever picked one of these up knows like how much they weigh, you know, they weigh a ton. So right away we've got the big green logo, big green circle with Xbox on, and it just looks like, it's almost like a toaster effect, this kind of, you know, rugged plastic insert. Again, please excuse the dust guys. Okay, looking at the front, we have Xbox there, and you'll notice straight away we've got 4 control ports. We've got the on-off button, and we've got the open the disc tray, which is here. Okay, these things, guys, more so nowadays as a collector, they're notorious. Press the button and it just sticks. So just, I mean, I'm not in any way telling you to do this before anybody says, oh, I've got an Xbox and I broke it. But with me, I just give it a good firm tap and the drive tends to just come out. I don't know why, they just tend to stick. Okay, so that's the front there, folks. Side, the back. So here we see our power supply socket. We have our SCART socket. And we have the Ethernet socket, which, if you remember what I was saying before about Xbox Live, you'd hook your Ethernet cable into here, put the other side into your modem, into the wall, hook it all up, connect to the Xbox Live servers, and away you go. Okay, side is the same. The bottom has just got all little bits and bobs on it. Okay, so like I say, these things came with a standard SCART socket. So we have the, well, certainly like for the United Kingdom anyway, we have red, white, yellow. Bang them in the back of your TV. Stick that great big clunky socket into the back of the Xbox there, and you're connected to your TV. And again, just a basic United Kingdom 9-pin plug, basic socket there. Okay, just to hook that into the wall. And obviously, I say 4 control ports. I think it come with 1 controller. I'm not sure, guys. You know, time and all that. And the controller was something unique as well. Okay, so straight away we've got, I mean, this is like, we're going back 20 years now, but this was quite a good control at the time, you know. those coming off like the Super Nintendo and stuff, you see the 4-button layout. We got the analog sticks, which started off, I believe, on the PlayStation 1 in its later years. The familiar D-pad, your main controller, a black button and a white button. These are usually used for like in-game functions. You spin it around, guys. You'd have your triggers for like your shooting games. You target with the left, fire with the right. And you notice here, the sockets, you'd have memory cards. So you'd whack them into there. Okay. And yeah, there you go. That's basically your Xbox controller. They also come out with some mad little functions as well. At the time, the PS2 was like a DVD player. I know they said Blu-ray. That was a PlayStation 3, wasn't it? Yeah. So what you do basically is you'd have your mate who are watching like the DVDs on a PlayStation 2 and saying, well, and I use this line, I said, you know, you've got this great big box there, what does it do apart from play games? You know, you can play Halo, so what? Famous last words. So what they've done is they put this little set out. It's basically a little dongle, and it is a controller. And what it does, you stick this into the front there, and the console becomes a DVD player. I can hear the sniggers at the back there, you know. But again, I'm going back 20 years, guys. So right off the bat, oh, that was another thing as well. You could turn it on without a game in, and you'd have access to the hard drive, and you could just you could copy CDs. You know, you put your music in, and it copy the CD onto the hard drive. So you know, you're now looking at multimedia. I mean, I've had nights, you know, where friends have come round and we haven't fancied gaming, so I stuck the Xbox on and just put a few tunes on. You know, somebody say, oh, we got in Metallica or whatever, you know, and just whack that on there. So music player, DVD player, games, Xbox Live. Yeah, you know, it really was. It was a groundbreaking machine, like I say. The Xbox Live story briefly. I went to my friends, like I said earlier, and we had a few beers. And at the time, I was notorious for like my love of sports games, and I don't know why, but I could always play tennis games. I've always just been able to play them. And so we were playing, my mate and I, and I basically leathered him, you know, about 2 or 3 games, and he goes, I'll tell you what, you think you're good? I'm like, I'm better than you, you know, and he said, well, go online. So we hooked up, was it Virtual Tennis? Do you know what? I can't remember the title of the tennis game, but anyway, so he hooks it up and he goes on Xbox Live, and I've got this headset on, man, you know, which obviously we all have now, you know, but this was going back, and it was, you know, I had nothing like this on my PlayStation, so I stick this headset on, and I'm there, and I start hook up to the server, my mate hooks me up, and I'm playing this game against this Dutch guy, lovely fella, and we were just talking as we were playing and all that, you know, and I'm thinking, I'm talking to somebody in Holland, man, you know, when I'm playing tennis, and cut long story short, I learned a hard lesson that night that, like, you know, go online and get your backside handed back to you, do you know what I mean? I got spanked if I recall, I think I won a game. It got that bad that I apologised to this lovely Dutch fella for being such a pathetic opponent. And yeah, so, you know, Xbox grew basically because of this Xbox Live service. You know, I say you had the Metropolis Street Racer MSR, as I mentioned earlier. I mean, that was great. You know, you'd have like 8 cars racing. I haven't kept all the racing games, so I don't know how many cars you got on a track now, but you know, you'd be there, headset on, you know, and it'd be all sorts of variants. The community was like amazing. They'd make different variants of different games, you know, and all that type of stuff. And then you had obviously things like your shooters, and I think probably the first big shooter was this one for multiplayer, which is Halo 2. You can see the Xbox Live tag on the front there, and this was phenomenal. We had Halo originally as one of the launch titles, and that was like, at the time, I'll tell you what, I could play. I've got the Master Edition now, remastered edition on my Xbox One, and I still go back to the original Halo, despite the fact that you can change it over to retro pixelated graphics and whatever. So yeah, Halo 2 come out, and it appeared at the time that between Metropolis Street Racer and like Halo 2, online gaming exploded, you know. So I probably blame that, you know, back then as to where we're at now. So like, you know, when you can't get a word out your kids because they're stuck on Fortnite or something like that, look back and blame Bill Gates for this one. Alright guys, listen, before I go, I just want to show you another little part of my collection while I still talk about Xbox. And what they've done with the Xbox, they've done a couple of variants. To my knowledge, there's no difference in the hardware, but I picked this one up as well, and it is it's a clear one. I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up properly there, but you can actually see the insides of the machine and stuff. Exactly the same layout. so I'm not going to bother spinning it around and showing you it. But yeah, like a clear Xbox. I said this one normally sits down in Melodies, and we play like Lego Star Wars and stuff. But I said to Mel, I said I really want to just show that, just for, you know, hey, what's a nostalgic retro video without a couple of like little quirks and stuff, guys. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go away now, and I'm going to continue my day. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this little run back to the past, run back to 2001 with the Xbox. Before I go, if you're new here, please hit that like, subscribe, comment and share for me, okay? Leave me a comment below, more importantly, guys. If you're about, were you a PlayStation head like I was? Did you convert over? Were you an Xbox head and just didn't want to know about PlayStation? Where are you now? Do you play Xbox now? Do you play PlayStation? Are you a fanboy? Are you a gamer who has got a couple of bob and you still play Sony and Microsoft? Let me know in the comments below, guys, okay? That's all for now, and I'll see you all for another retro feature next month.